informático óptimo.
Bienvenidos una vez más al canal.
Welcome back to the Optimal IT channel.
El día de hoy,
Today we are going to learn how to install Windows 11 on a slightly old laptop.
más o menos antiguo, ¿vale?
This
Este
computer
portátil
is from
más o menos
2010 or 2011.
En cualquier
On
portátil
any
de esa
laptop
época,
from
en
that
casi
era,
cualquier
well,
portátil de
on
esa
almost
época,
any
no va a haber
laptop from
ningún
that
problema,
era there should
o
be
de esa
no
época
problem,
adelante.
or from that
Vale,
era onwards,
bueno.
okay? Well,
Tapamos los
we
datos
cover
del
up the
cliente.
customer's
Nos han
data.
traído este es un portátil
They brought us a
compact
compact Presario 1237ES laptop. You have to format and install Windows 11. It is a laptop from around 2010 and you have to install basic applications and antivirus. Good, perfect. The client has spoken to me personally, okay? To ask me if Windows 11 could be installed on this computer, and there really is no problem. You all know about planned obsolescence. I'm not going to explain in depth what it is because you all know it, but basically it is that the sooner the device dies, the sooner you buy another one from the manufacturer and thus you get richer. Let's see what this person had here. F1 to continue. While I tell you that there are several versions of Windows 11, at the moment there are 7 versions. We have Home, Pro, Pro Education, Pro for Workstations, Enterprise, which is the one we are going to install, Windows 11 Education, and Mixed Reality. We have tried them all and this method only works with the Enterprise version, okay? We haven't tried the last one, Mixed Reality, but because of the name it could work. Mixing realities can be quite good. As I said, we are going to install Windows 11 Enterprise version, okay? We are going to do it on DVD, but you can install it via USB, with a pen drive, with an external disk or however you like. We thought it would be more fun to install it with a DVD. We take out the DVD. Good. And let's start the task. Good. The first thing you have to do, there is no need to load the operating system, we leave it pressed until it turns off. Let's turn it on and enter the BIOS, okay? On this computer, on almost all HP and compact, it is usually F10 to enter the BIOS. I don't want to save changes and exit, F10 is also used to exit, that's why it gave us that message. Depending on the computer you have, it can also be F2, Control S, the most common is F2 or F10, okay? We go to System Configuration, Boot Options, and CD-ROM has to be enabled, okay? If it is disabled, you change it. Save and continue. Escape, exit, exit saving changes. To run, okay, there it would begin to recognize the DVD, boot from the DVD. Once it starts booting and loading the old operating system, we take out the DVD, okay? He has already taken his first data from the DVD, we take it out. We place it very well centered on the keyboard, okay? To center it correctly on the keyboard, we have 2 keys where the index fingers are placed, which have the marks, since the middle ones are G and H, well, through the hole you can see the G and the H. It would be well centered there, okay? The tools we are going to use today can be a wrench or a small hammer, okay? We're left with the wrench. I think it's going to be much more fun. What we are going to do is that we are going to integrate the physical part of the DVD with the physical part of the computer. Once the physical part of the DVD is integrated with the physical part of the motherboard, it will start taking the data and integrate it for itself, okay? Even if Windows continues loading, there is no problem. we are going to start integrating the DVD. We give a few small taps on everything so that the computer begins to recognize it well,
Y al lío.
and get to work.
Bueno, no
Well,
tengáis miedo.
don't
Si
be
se
afraid.
va el CD un
If the
poquito,
DVD moves a
intentad
little,
juntar los
try to
trozos
put
que
the
se pueda,
pieces you find back
¿vale?
together,
Y vamos
okay?
a continuar.
And we will continue.
Si se suelta un poquito el teclado, no os
If the
preocupéis, que es
keyboard
completamente
loosens a little, don't worry because it is completely normal.
Vayamos a dejar
Let's see if there are
ningún
any
archivo
small pieces here.
que todos
Yes,
hacen falta
let's
para
not leave any files
Si la
behind,
pantalla se ha
because they
apagado,
are
la
all
podéis
needed to
volver a
start the
apagar.
system. If the screen has turned off, no problem, you can turn it off again.
pulsado
You
hasta que
leave
se
it pressed
apaga.
until it turns
Perfecto.
off. Perfect.
Y volvemos a encender.
And we turn it back on.
Enciéndete.
Get lit.
Venga, esperamos un momentito.
Come on, let's wait a moment.
No sé si escucháis que el disco
I don't
duro
know
está
if you
haciendo
heard
unos
that the
ruidos
hard
extraños,
drive is
¿vale?
making some strange
Esto es
noises,
normal, eso es
okay?
porque ya ha empezado a
It is
coger los
completely
archivos del
normal.
DVD.
It sounds
Hay
like
que
this because it has already started to take the files from the DVD. You have to continue. Well, you can remove the keyboard,
Y así podemos integrar
and this
mejor
way we can better
el CD.
integrate the DVD. There.
Ahí, integrado.
Integrated,
Siempre con la cara verde,
always with the green part,
azul en su
or
caso,
blue
hacia
in your
abajo, ¿vale?
case, facing
Porque si
down,
no,
okay?
los datos están
Because
en la
if
cara
not,
verde.
the
Si lo
data
ponemos
is in the
hacia
green
arriba,
zone.
no se van a
If we
integrar
put it
con la
upwards,
placa base, ¿vale?
it does not
Siempre
go
los datos
away
hacia abajo.
to integrate with the motherboard. Okay, always the data at the
Sin
bottom.
miedo. Quizás
Without
sería bueno,
fear,
una vez que ya
maybe
no
it would be
enciende la
good,
pantalla, habría
once
que
the screen
desconectar
no longer
corriente,
turns
¿vale?
on,
No
you would
vaya a
have
ser
to
que nos
disconnect the
demos un
power,
chispazo.
okay? Because it can give us a good spark. We leave the connector there and continue.
Se trata de meter bien el CD.
It's about integrating the DVD well. Let's see if there is space here. There is still no space, but there will be.
Ya va viendo más.
There is now more
Si
space.
retiráis un poquito la
If you
carcasa,
remove the
tenéis
case
más
a little,
acceso a la placa
you have
base,
better access
¿vale?
to the motherboard. Okay,
Aquí está la
here's the
unidad
CD
ya
drive.
no nos va a
We
hacer
won't need it
falta, solo
anymore.
hay un poquito.
It's bent there a little bit,
Bueno, no
dude.
pasa nada.
Well,
Siempre
nothing
tenéis que tener
happens.
mucho
You
cuidado,
always
¿vale?
have to be very
Porque de
careful,
cara al cliente
okay?
no podemos
Because
hacer
as far as the
rozones ni
client is
nada, eso
concerned,
al montarlo
we
tiene
can't
que
make
quedar
any
perfecto.
scratches or anything. This has to fit again after assembling it. Perfect, okay? Good. You put together the pieces of DVD that you find and inside.
También le podéis dar con la otra parte de la
You can
llave,
also
¿vale?
repair with
Eso
the
sí,
other
bien
part of the
cerrada.
key, okay? Yes, well closed.
Bueno,
Well,
anda, ha
look,
salido una RAM.
a RAM has come out.
Bien, todavía queda por aquí
Well, there are still places around here
sitios en los que se puede integrar
where you can
más.
still integrate more. Come on, don't be afraid.
Retiramos la RAM.
We remove the
Vamos a
RAM.
dañar.
We are not going to damage it.
Si veis que
If
no
you
se
see
integra
that
bien
it does
por la
not
placa, le
integrate
podéis
well
dar
on the
también por la
board,
pantalla.
you can also fix it on the screen.
Bueno,
Well,
la pantalla puede ser
the screen looks like it's ready.
ahí.
There.
Ya tenemos la
We
placa
already
base
have
aquí
the
a la vista.
motherboard here in view. Where is the DVD? Now
No se
yes,
olvide, los datos
don't
siempre
forget, the
hacia
data
abajo.
is always
Ahí.
downwards. There.
Si doblamos un poco,
If we
tenemos
bend
ya
a little,
acceso.
we now have access
a la
here
parte
to the
del
processor
procesador.
part.
¿Veis este cuadradito?
Do you see this
Justo por
little
debajo va
square?
el procesador.
Just
Si lo
below
integramos
is the
ahí, va a
processor.
pensar
If
mucho
we
más
integrate
rápido y
it
va a
there,
leer
it will
los datos
process
mucho
much
mejor.
faster and read the data much better.
Ahí,
There.
en el procesador.
In the processor.
Bueno,
Well,
yo creo que puede ser
I think
que
it
esté
is already
integrado.
integrated.
Este chip se
This
se le
chip
ha
has
salido.
come out.
No se acerca.
It doesn't look good.
Os lo leo.
I read it to you.
XME.
XME.
Es un transistor.
It's a transistor.
Ahí, lo
We
dejamos,
leave
se
it
va a
there so it
proteger.
doesn't get lost.
Esto puede ser que vaya
And it may be that this is going to be finished.
estando. Ya casi.
Almost.
Ahora sí.
Now yes.
La RAM, muy
The
importante,
RAM
no
is
se
very
vaya a perder.
important not to be
No se
lost.
aprecia aquí el banco
You
de
can't
memoria
see the
porque está
memory
por
slot
debajo de
here
la placa,
because it is
¿vale?
under the
Lo
motherboard,
veis que no está
okay?
aquí el banco, a lo mejor por
Do
aquí
you
sí
see
lo
that the
podemos
slot
ver.
is not here? Maybe we can see it here.
Eso
Let's
es. Ahí
see,
están los
that's
bancos de
right,
memoria.
there are the
La
memory
RAM
slots.
no se nos puede quedar fuera,
The RAM
¿vale?
cannot be
Hay que
left
meterla.
out,
Aunque se ha
it must
dañado
be
un poquito
placed.
uno de los bancos,
Although one of the
pero el
slots
otro
has
lo
been
tenemos
damaged a little there,
prácticamente
the other is
intacto.
practically intact.
Se mete
It is
inclinada,
placed at an angle,
así,
like that.
eso es.
and then it is pushed down. Do you see that the contacts have been left out a little bit? That is wrongly put. It has to fit perfectly, so, yes. Do you see that now all the contacts have entered correctly? And now we push it down. It has to click. There, you have clicked on one of the tabs and you will not reach the other, but it will not be necessary either. Just in case, we are going to integrate it a little more. Integrated. Even if a piece of groove is missing, there is no problem, and well, I think that with this, you already have Windows 11 installed correctly. Well, let's try to see if it turns on properly and loads the new operating system or if. On the contrary, there has been a problem with your previous Windows. I think Windows 7 was the system that this computer had. We placed the keyboard connector. We'll need the cable again if he hasn't fled. Here it is. One more thing, I hadn't told you, but especially if you live in a 7, it would be advisable to close the window in case pieces could fly outside. If it doesn't turn on and if pieces have fallen onto the street, you can search there in case you find any that are missing from the computer so you can put them back. In our case I think they are all here. Good, we do not have a power button. It is very important that you store all the pieces well, okay? We have lost the power button, this way there will be no one who turns this on. Well anyway, blink a little. The power LED is flashing anyway. Okay, that is because the battery is not charging well or because the correct voltage is not reaching the motherboard. Let's fix it with a few small touches. Now we are going to use the hammer. You can use the flat part, or the round part, whichever you like best. I'm going to use the round one, right where the connector goes. Do you see the connector there? That is what needs to be adjusted because it does not make good contact and does not provide good voltage. There, you can see the connector there. That is, without fear. Well, the screen has separated a little, but nothing happens. This way we can remove the connector more easily. Oh, it's more difficult with one hand, you have to understand me. Well, anyway, I think that as soon as we repair the connector a little, maybe it will have to be replaced, because it seems a little that I think it doesn't do well. Contact, okay? And as soon as we replace it, this will work without a problem. Come on, and we already have Windows 11 installed. This is almost ready. A couple more taps. Now yes. Come on, I hope it's been useful to you, okay? And that you liked it, but above all that it was useful to you. Don't be afraid, this may be a little scary, but that's okay. Let's close it to return it to the customer. Like this. Perfect. Very good, another satisfied customer. Bye guys, see you in the next video.